Yo, what's up guys, it's Phantom here today, and today I want to talk about Spider-Man PS4. Now, if I sound like I'm tired, it's because it is literally 12:30 at night on the 7th. I've been playing this game since 6. On the 6th. So of course I'm extremely tired. But before I get into this, 2 huge shout outs go to my thumbnail guy, Volt Vexen, go check out his channel, and to the homie Tengen Kage, which I'll explain later in another video. But yeah, shout out to them too. But Spider-Man PS4, I'm just pretty much gonna give my first impression and my thoughts on it. I'm kind of gonna hold my mic so you guys can hear me better. But overall, this game is everything I dreamed of. It was everything I low-key wanted in a Spider-Man game. Now, before I hear what the hype about it, what the difference between this and any other Spider-Man game, is that this is sort of the Spider-Man experience. You're not going through a movie, you're not going through something you've probably already seen before, you're not going through something that Peter hasn't been through. Oh, sorry guys, my throat is a little scratchy, but you're going through Peter Parker, you're going through Spider-Man's life, you're playing through Mary Jane's life, and you're playing through Miles' life. And it feels like everything that happens has weight and validity to it, to where you feel like Peter Parker. You feel like Spider-Man. You're gonna have times where you're struggling, and you're gonna have times where you're not gonna, know what to do. And when it comes to Spider-Man PS4, what I feel like what it does best is one of the best qualities is being able, is the story. The gameplay is amazing, everything else is amazing, but the story is what drives me forward to keep playing it. Now, I have not beaten the game, so this is why this is not a review. And to be honest, if you're making a review now and you haven't beaten the game, what the fuck's wrong with you? And second, if you've beaten the game, rushed through the game, dude, you're missing the whole point. The point is that it makes you feel like New York, like everything in New York, like you'll get talked about badly, you'll be talked about goodly, publicity is good, and all that. But I'm gonna split this up into a few categories. So when it comes to, how do I put it? Let's start off with story. Story with the game is pretty much, and I'm going off the top of my head, the story is pretty much, after putting away the Kingpin, you know that crime has rapidly increased. And the thing is, this has happened multiple times in the comic. You gotta remember, Kingpin keeps the glue in the Marvel Universe. Despite him doing some pretty fucking shady shit, you need Kingpin to kind of keep everything together. And he does that for the city. Peter didn't know that, and then he notices that new people are going to try to take up his name. To be honest, if you really want a definitive example of this, go read Shadowland for Daredevil, and you'll see how you can compare this game to that. Because as soon as the Kingpin goes, a whole bunch of people are gunning for his spot. And you gotta read Shadowland, not gonna spoil anything, because that shit pretty much explains why you need some type of control in the crime. Because trust me, Gotham would be a lot worse without the Joker. But yeah, and overall the story is pretty cool. You get to hear about more of Mary Jane, which honestly, one of my favorite characters in the Spider-Man mythos is her. Miles, definitely. Miles, I feel like they're building up for him to be the next Spider-Man in like a future title. Because this is a trilogy. Like immediately they announced the sequel, I believe. So yeah. Sorry guys. But mechanics. What's fun about this game? Well, I'm about to tell you 4 things. First of all, New York. It is a large place. And most open worlds are boring and lifeless mostly. But this doesn't feel lifeless. Every character has what it has to say. They'll talk to you, they'll tell you different things, and their whole enjoyment of it is that you see New York. People will ask you for high five. People will agree with J. Jonah Jameson on half the shit talking he does. And people will actually, defend you. That's another thing, is that every aspect of this game feels like the Spider-Man experience when it comes to even how people perceive you. Like, suppose if you don't, you stop a car robbery, but you end up stopping the car and it explodes. You're like, oh shit, Spider-Man, he just let the car explode, he just let people get hurt. And the thing is, when people get hurt, you actually have to save them, which is pretty damn lit. and also it's the way how how things work in the game and the flow. So don't rush through this game. Do not rush through story mode. Enjoy New York. Enjoy stopping crime. Enjoy just swinging. Enjoy fighting bosses when you do go into story mode. But take your time. That's the reason why I legit got off the game. Not because it's a bad game, not because I was bored of it, but because I want to savor every moment of this game. Like, I took my time with Persona 5. I took my time with Nier. I took my time with everything else. You wanna know why? Because I enjoyed those games to the maximum. And this is one of those games where there's so much to do. There's such an open world. There's so many things to see. And there's so much more left in store when it comes to DLC and other missions. Keep in the Easter eggs. Find them Easter eggs, my nigga. And I know what I said. I'm not censoring it. Don't demonetize me. I don't even got enough subscribers to be monetized. So, yeah. I'm sorry again, I'm sick. I'm not cutting these out. So, yeah. But gameplay. Alright. Combat is, if I said Arkham, I would be downplaying this shit immediately. This gameplay is so unique because you actually have different ways of attacking. Using the circle and square button are your best friends. And also the L1 trigger, definitely. But you have to use different gadgets in order to handle with different enemies, which is something unique. Now, I bet you're like, but other games have done this. Yeah, they've done it, and they've done it right. Every game has done it right. But it's the point that they did it, and they implemented it in their own style. As long as it wasn't shitty, it doesn't matter. As long as it wasn't shitty, and as long as you prove to be unique. Uniqueness is what this game has. Is it the best Spider-Man game of all time? In my opinion, yes. But there's very little that, like, it's hard to choose. Because there's always Shattered Dimension, there's Web of Shadows, there's Spider-Man 2, and there's Ultimate Spider-Man. And those are the definitive Spider-Man experiences. There's also Spider-Man for the PlayStation 1, but I'm pretty sure half this generation doesn't even know what a PlayStation 1 is. You know, they probably think Praise the Tomato is that Praise Tomato was ripped off by Praise the Sun. But still, that's pretty much it. And I know that wasn't a really funny detour, but no. But last thing is the graphics. Now, graphics aren't amazing for this game. I took a while to get used to this cinematic art style because I don't like Peter Parker's face. I'm sorry, you don't look like Peter. Okay, you do, but then again, Yuri Lowenthal, you're the one who saved this game when it comes to voice acting and how the character acts. But overall, everything looks pretty fine. For the graphic downgrade, I don't see it. I just see the lighting as being completely different. Because when you're not swinging around, when you're in motion, you don't notice any graphic downgrade. Cutscenes, a little bit, tiny bit, tiny bit, but it's very minimal to where it's not going to take away from the experience. Again, the game isn't a perfect game, but no game truly is. And what would I rate it from what I've played so far? I've gotten a decent amount in, and I'm sorry if you guys heard that. Oh god, just heard me fuck up. But no, if I could actually rate the game, I'd probably give it a clear 10 out of, not 10 out of 10, but a 9 out of 10. Because again, it does have tiny flaws, but they can be overlooked because it brings me a really fun experience. Web swinging feels very fluid and fast, and I feel like I'm actually Spider-Man, and it's really cool. Story is amazing. Haven't finished it completely, so yeah, and all I know is that, spoiler alert, there's a shocking twist at the end of the game, but I'm not going to say what it is. But yeah, I'm really happy to see that Insomniac brought me back to those good PS2 days. How the game looks so fantastic. And again, I'm a major Spider-Man fanboy. I own at least half the collection of comics from over the years. And it's like, even like seeing Spider-Man on my wall and all this. And like, you can ask people back when I did do comic book channels, I was hyped for this game. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have, I know I'm not the best reviewer. I'm not IGN. I'm not fucking Kotaku or whatever. But I just wanted to give my thoughts on this game, and you should definitely check it out at full price if you can. If you can't wait for that sale, just support this dude. And considering we have more Spider-Man games and DLC on the way, I full-heartedly agree. Check out this game. Also, shout out to my boys. You know who you were from the beginning of the video. See you guys in the next video. Peace out.